Now, what in the world is vibe coding? Is it being lazy and letting AI write all your code? Or is it the magic pill non-technical people have been praying to the gods for? Hi, I'm Tom from Mentor Cruise. Today, I'm sitting down with Jay Demetillo, a mentor and a group design lead at Canva, who's been using vibe coding to turn his ideas into real working apps in a fraction of a time. And here's the thing, the term was coined by Andrej Karpathy, one of the founding members of OpenAI. It's changing how people build products. Jay's gonna break down what vibe coding actually means, who should care, and show us exactly what it looks like when you vibe code. Let's dive in. Okay, what actually is vibe coding? Sounds like another buzzword that AI bros are pushing on LinkedIn, but it's actually pretty practical. As Jay put it,
vibe coding to me is just pretty much designing with code. And that's how I would just simplify it, especially if, like, let's say my grandmother asked, hey, I'm just putting together these blocks of code or almost like Lego pieces and just trying to see what works and what makes a better tower, right? A larger tower with all these Lego pieces. So that's how I would describe maybe like my grandmother if she asked what vibe coding was.
First benefit is you can go from having an idea in your head to something real way quicker than you could have done before. And as Jay mentions, it's not just about speed. It's also a thinking aid.
There's a lot of ambiguity as we now start vibe coding because I think a lot of people are doing potentially like product or even developer jobs where they're doing not just designing but also developing maybe a PRD, generating that and truly trying to understand like, okay, how do I build this product? What are the key objectives and what's the roadmap look like? So that's the benefit of just like going into ChatGPT or even Claude or wherever, just generating these, whether it's designs, PRDs, or even like brainstorming with it is so helpful in terms of thinking about what you're going to build.
And what you get from that is a more complete prototype you can share with engineers, product managers, and senior leadership. So vibe coding is like sketching and building at the same time to end up with a more finished version of the idea you had in your head. By the way, Jay mentors design professionals looking to advance their careers on Mentor Cruise. If you want someone who can guide you through learning these tools, check out the link below to find mentors like Jay who actually use this stuff every day. So, who is vibe coding actually for? It's pretty much for anyone who builds things, and how you use it just depends on your role. If you're a designer, vibe coding gives you more control across the whole process, from sketching an idea to testing how it behaves. Instead of handing off static images or spending hours animating interactions, you can just show how you want it to work. If you're a product manager, it means you can stop waiting for engineering time just to prove a concept. You can prototype something quickly in a day and then move things forward faster. If you're a developer, it makes your life easier, because now the design and product teams can hand you something that already works, instead of 100 slides and a wish list.
I've been in cases at different companies where I have prototyped something. I vibe coded and prototyped a bunch of things, and it helps steer the conversation. Engineers will be like, oh, that's not possible maybe in the first half of next year, but maybe for the second half we can build towards it, right? It sets the milestones, it sets the stakes, it sets the scene for what's the potential, and it also helps product think about, okay, cool, like developers have now like come back with potential estimates. I can now focus on an MVP that's potentially doable now based on this prototype. And also, like, if you're like also talking to senior leadership, it helps really nail down some ideas that you're thinking about, and obviously lets senior leadership look at it and be like, oh wow, it is possible. Now we know we can build it. And whether it's for mobile, whether it's for web, I think there's something really nice about the vibe coding era, because I use Cursor personally. I just design in Cursor a lot. I'll still use Figma here and there, but Cursor just helps me build things really quickly, especially with the interactions.
When Jay mentors others on vibe coding, he spends more time teaching them how to think than how to code. He uses simple frameworks like Care and Dream to help people structure their prompts to get better outputs, to think through what they want to build.
I usually, I've looked up acronyms online to help me figure out what I want to prompt. So when I mentor folks, like I ask them like, okay, here are some prompts to maybe think about. So care, like the acronym CARE, context, what's the situation, action, what to do, result, what you want, and then an example will show what you mean. So that's a good acronym to like remember when you're prompting. I think another one is DREAM, and I know that's super generic. DREAM's like define what's the problem, research what info do you need, execute how do you do it, analyze how to check results, and then measure how to track success.
Turns out vibe coding isn't just a workflow hack. It's also an effective way to think and communicate about what you're building. All right, so let's see what vibe coding actually looks like. I asked Jay to step us through some real life examples of things he's vibe coded.
So I made my own forecast model, like voice assistant, and like I'm not going to test it because I'm afraid that my voice might screw everything up, but like it's a voice assistant. I can talk to it. It's connected. It'll give me like weather venue updates, which is really cool. The Vietnamese one, like I said, I didn't touch a lot of the design, but I built my own courses from like level 1 to 20 and then like review sessions afterwards. And these cards will flip and it'll read it, right? give me the voice, and then on top of that, like I can sentence build, I can like, okay, what does this mean? And I can do that. Like we are in a different territory, my friend. Like this is cool. I can quick quiz mode. So like you couldn't do this like before, and it's now so easy to do it.
What's cool here isn't just the end result, but seeing how Jay approaches things. Using this example of the video game he's working on, I noticed how every step is really about making design decisions, not just code.
Right now I'm looking at building my own video game. I have a PRD that's now like built out fully, and then I actually integrated Figma into this. So it's already like figured out like the flowchart, the battle system, like what's that going to look like in the main battle HUD,
cool.
which is really cool, right? And then like I'll go into Figma, obviously I can edit it, and now it's giving me this map of like how battle will start with the flowchart. So these are things that like sure we could have done maybe separately, but now AI and vibe coding have helped me like combine my power into pretty much doing all of this, right? And that's unheard of.
It goes to show that vibe coding isn't about letting AI do the thinking for you, it's about helping you think better about what you want to build.
People say like, oh, ChatGPT makes, the human not think anymore. But like, to be honest, what I just went through, like I had to think about that regardless. It's just helping organize my thoughts, and it helped organize like my vision. And I think that's really important, right? Whether you are building in a company or whether you're building for yourself. So helping organize your questions, but also the vision is just a good use of like vibe coding in general.
Vibe coding could be a gold mine if you're thinking of launching your startup. But most importantly, you need the entrepreneurial mentality if you want to succeed in your business. I asked 100 startup founders for their best business advice. I made a video about it that you can watch right here. If you want to learn vibe coding or work with Jay on prototyping your ideas, you can work with him directly on Mentor Cruise, a platform with over 6,500 mentors in industries like these. They'll help you advance in your career, get promoted, or start a business. Links in the description, and I'll see you all in the next one.